still invested in a full concept.
Do we have a motion to file the treasurer's report? Second. Very much. Bring it up for the comment. The roll call vote. You all be considered voting in the affirmative. Communication. The legal update. Dr. Phillips.
Thank you, Mr. President. The legal update is for
Okay. Student discipline. This is Jeremy. Okay.
I move for the approval of board area administrator's recommendation of disciplinary 22.3-130.
Moved and seconded. Any questions? Any further comment? This will be the roll call vote. Will be voting in the affirmative. Class 8-0. Okay. Board reports. Are there any board reports this evening? Mrs. Kearney.
I would just like to report on the Washington Heights December 21st. And great visit. Morning like going home. And for all sorts of activities. Having called the student council there, having cookies for staff mission. Learning lessons about strong. They also did something really cool. They did good fall home. Rather than calling home saying, oh, these were Johnny did cool things and you want to tell you. And then that's free to being gone reinvigorated program and that's great. They started the girls on the run program again. They were doing one school, they did the paper, vibrant, that faculty were really engaged. And they complimented how much they were. So anyone else want that?
Thank you, Mrs. Sure. Right here.
last week we had a meeting on Friday.
Over.
Well, I am going to here. I did attend a Zoom meeting last night. George asked for budget cuts. See this. Available for next year. Remove those. And
Yeah, that got up there.
just to make that work, this month, or is that means to new effort to do or is something like
All right, thank you, Mrs. First candidate. You got a lot to tell us about tonight.
So I can't tell you how much I love back years. And I even, after my visit, and the opportunity to visit, I took some familiar places in that building because it holds, I hold such love for that building. The staff at there who were wonderful as always. They had a lot of questions in regards to the building when it was coming online, what that was like for the staff. Fairview is a family, it's a community, which you know that the minute you walk in the door. I was very interested to hear there's a student in the building who is blind, and the principal purchased bookmarks, and they talked about being blind and sensation, using the bookmark, which I think was really probably very interesting. Kids who have no idea what that experience is like to be blind, to never see. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Glantz. I don't know if he was instrumental in this or not, but there was a student who needed to practice using the steps at Fairview, and because of the construction and fence that was along the back part of the building, down the steps that so they went up their steps to the steps as part of the people. And after that, student was discussing the steps to make people like that. They talked about the kindergarten acceleration program. That is that in order to build a strong foundation for years. So that kindergarten acceleration program is 15, 12 compared to our math. So those are 12 students who need that extra boost and opportunity to provide that. About the reading specialist. That is a I think they're excited. The kids are enjoying the blasting. I believe they conveyed to us that they're rating the blast, whether that was a good blast or a bad blast or a blast that was louder than the last blast. So the kids are, I think, enjoying watching the show. They also recognize two teachers who improved their mark of capacity. They've been there a long time. So it was a great visit. I don't know if but I have my pictures, I have my memories, and I will miss Miss Lund and I have decided that we will be sitting in front of the school, our lawn chairs, make them those built.
One thing I would like to add.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is this is recognition who we are
And I believe he's also, because he's made such progress, he is part of the transition into residential after. So, he's great.
more steps, and said that more than just this IEP goals are walking up and down the steps. And I believe he just had a comment about sometimes that they really go out and get some steps in. So. Okay.
The only thing I'm going to say is I'm going to give a plug for the clothing drive at I know that's going on this week. So get it out there to the public. Go in and see your club in the evening. And, they've got a lot of clothing up there. I was there this weekend. And, they've got kids all the way up to, they have it all sorted by size, not by color or season. And it's all free.
Yeah, somebody told me that they were very concerned about how high the stacks were in certain terms that they were going to top over in the process. And so we got a lot of people there. Yeah. Make sure that as in order as.
And I'm sure you'll have some shout outs later on that. So, yeah. So anyway, that's my plug. Okay. Next is the recognition award. We've already done the fine project. So next is our two speakers. We have two speakers. Our first speaker is the high school. Welcome. Thank you for coming out.
Now, just another moment. You don't have to come back up to the spot that way. First off, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for the courage to stay there and tell us your story. We always have been very interested in intrigued by the stories that we heard our students in their experiences and their journey along the way. And in many ways, how we have helped contribute to that. Mr. Nazario, I was trying to figure out, recognize you were here tonight. I wasn't sure if you were here in support of Fine or what brought you here tonight. Not that you're always welcome. Don't get me wrong. But now I have some context for that. And I would be remiss. I was going to save this for the end, but like you gave me the perfect segue, right? So one of the things that I was going to announce tonight is that next, the 31st, next following, we are hosting a teacher educator open house. And one of the target audiences is either high school graduates or soon-to-be high school graduates. So January 31st, in this room, between 4 and 6 p.m., walk-ins welcome, drop in anytime. We want to talk to you about helping you become a future educator through employment opportunities with us, tuition assistance, and process. So we desperately need new teachers into this as a career path. And whether that's here with West Shore or that takes you someplace else, that's a valuable skill that's very much following your heart and your passion. So, again, thank you so much for sharing tonight. It takes a lot of courage to stand up there to talk to us in general and to tell us about a lot of things. And it takes even more courage to stand up there and bare your soul, be vulnerable in that moment. So thank you. We support you.
Cassie, I just had one question. What type of art do you like to do? Do you like to paint or sculpt? What do you like to do? Look forward to seeing your art in the future. Look forward to seeing your graduation. Thank you.
Tomorrow, I just wanted to say, every teacher, nothing for a what you did for that young lady, you made a difference in her life. That little gesture of kindness. She will never forget it. That's the impact that our teachers have teaching every day on students. So thank you. Thank you very much for that simple gesture.
Okay. Our next student speaker is from Redland High School, senior grade, Michelson. I hope I pronounced that. Michelson. Okay, Michael. Sorry.
No, you're totally fine. All right. Well, to start off, hi, my name is Grace Michelson. I'm a senior at Redland. Tonight, I'm here to talk to you about how the opportunities in the district have helped me secure my future. Now, for me to talk to you about how you helped me, first I have to talk to you many different characteristics to define who I am. Captain, a musician, a volunteer, a student council advisory member. All significant, yes, but not the most important. I'm a daughter and a sister of four. My youngest brother, Chase, has the I brought with me. He is definitely one of them. He is nonverbal, globally delayed, and has motor language. And he is legally continuing with now, for those of you who don't know all the fancy vocabulary, Nonverbal is self-expression, or letter sounds by producing words. We are also working with him to communicate with the. When a child is globally delayed, they take longer to process for their age. He also has motor planning issues. This means that he is slower with his motor skills and weak with fun. Earlier this week, I actually was assigned to write a speech for my new college student class. First day of semester, we already had to write a speech. It was due the next day. But my professor tasked us to write a speech based off of an object that's important to us, and then utilize that object to introduce our class. I chose to write a book about, or I chose to write about the book One Earth by If you haven't read it, it follows the life of a 10-year-old kid in motivational sport. How he talks about what it's like being a child who doesn't look or act like it. She feels great pride for her brother, but also his resentment for her. And I feel the same way. Reading this book at such a young age taught me that these emotions are real. Sometimes I wish my brother could just clearly articulate what he's trying to say, and others I feel he's blessed with different aspects. Having this home dynamic, I had plenty of time to reflect on how my life. I learned that I wanted to help kids. I wanted to teach children how to communicate their thoughts and feelings, even if they weren't. This opened a whole new world to me, especially I could use my own experience to help them. When choosing my classes for my senior year, I learned about pathway insurance. I found that I could use classroom and become a student teacher. I decided what better place to teach than my little brothers. Like I said, he was definitely one. Every morning, I go to Miss Stephanie Cross's Lifestyles classroom at Crossroads Middle School, where I have Miss Grace. I assist in teaching students about fine motor skills, alphabet sounds, and sight words. I have 7 students. Having this experience has been one of the best. One of my students there is deaf. Ever since the first day of school, I've always felt lucky to interact with each other. It's really amazing. This showed me that I wanted to teach children not only how to communicate, but with their hands, if they weren't physically able to use their voices. On my search for my higher education, I researched universities covering special ed programs, but also who had sign language degrees. I was surprised to find that American Sign Language degrees are very hard. ASL interpreting is home to only 2 schools in the entire United States. Bloomsburg University is one of only 2 schools to offer. The program ultimately drove me to consider Bloomsburg my dreams. I applied, visited the campus. Within a week, I got the news that I was accepted into the school certification program that includes both special education and early. A week after my acceptance letter, I received another letter explaining my hard work throughout high school had paid off, and I received the Chancellor's Scholarship, which is the highest award provided by the person. In the fall, I was approached by my career counselor at Redlands that I could apply to become a student paraprofessional in the classroom that I spend every morning. I was so excited about this new opportunity that I started my applications and got sent the training right away. Around the beginning of December, I turned in everything I was tasked with preparing, and I have been in contact with people throughout the district to finalize my position at Crossroads. I love this opportunity to work alongside these lots of wonderful teachers in my classroom. Each one of these chances might not have been on my radar had Chase not been such an impactful person. Like I said, truly one of them. Being a big sister to a big brother has taught me compassion, love, and acceptance. I would not trade my brother for anything. And while I've been given great opportunities first or I don't have my whole life.
I don't know if I'm speaking for anybody else in the room tonight, but you two, these two stories tonight touch my heart. Just give me goosebumps, make me want to tear up. Uh, I couldn't be more proud of the citizen that I do and hear these two stories tonight. First off, I wouldn't have known it right off the bat, but I remember Chase as a student over at Washington High. And it's actually middle school now, uh, seventh grade. How about that? And just so many things. So if I didn't mention, I want to tell you about an opportunity on January 31st. It's happening in this room. But just very wonderful story, and I'm glad that we had an opportunity, which was the pathway internship, turned into just for the board and everybody else. Last year, we actually started advertising the student support substitute positions. We're paying these positions at $12 an hour. And so here's an example where this year we kind of made a bona fide effort, I think, between myself, Dr. Jones, through Mr. Miller and Mr. Gay, kind of everybody in the high school to say, if we have kids that are on a pathway internship and they're in any of our classrooms, we're going to pay them for that experience. And we have actually, I don't know how many we have now, but we probably have at least a dozen papers on this. And they're working anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half or more per day, whatever their schedule allows. And they're doing anything and everything from helping out in the cafeteria to serving in a special ed classroom testing or in a third grade classroom testing. And so that has been phenomenal. I hope that what we've been able to do is match that experience with actually you want to follow through for the rest of your life. And know that whether you go and you get certified and you have certification qualification as a deaf and hard of hearing certification, we actually employ a teacher of the deaf and hard of hearing here in the district. You may, I'm assuming you have probably met her and worked with her. Yes. And certainly the need for special education teachers, I tell every time that we're hiring somebody new, I basically say, work wherever you want. You can work wherever you want. You work with whatever population that you want inspired, because it's such a high need and high need. So, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Okay, move into shout out. Shout out to the board. So, the addition. Dr. Cole, shout out. I'm sure. Ms. Michaels. Actually, I don't know that I have any idea, but a number of shout outs last week. Yeah.
Last week, we just really get to acknowledge and like first one shout out to and that whole vast of 60 some years in all the nations with this piece of film. Brandner, Wolfbach, he saw yesterday, and I just saw today the working
I know we'll have some big
big,
I second that.
Peg, Cole, and Diane Brandon
Yes.
will also have that.
Honestly,
Very kind of so, for first item,
check register for the period. And the total amount is $205.
moved and seconded. No further discussion. Roll call. Voting preference. Zeros. Continuing with this, Boone on this one.
Thank you. Screen.
The move and second. No further discussion. Roll call. Voting preference. Otherwise. Zero. Personnel. Mr. Chris Candy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move we approve the following personnel agenda items. Item 7C1, resignation. Item 7C1A, resignation profession. Item 7C1B, retirement. Item 7C, request for item 7C8, request for support. Item 7C, request for professional. C, two E, recognition. Item 7C4, approval of the president.
No discussion. Vote. Voting.
We hired a number of new staff with professional support. We recommend support.
Amanda Family, very excited.
Sorry.
I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all hires.
Yes, welcome. Okay. Next item is the budgetary transfer. Discussion. Mrs. Boone, the exoneration of real estate tax. All those voting. Zero. Again, Mrs. Boone, the The excellent industrial appraisal company service. Moved and seconded. Any
It's make sure that our policy would cover what people provide for that they have a record of the month. I just wanted to get the way to stop down to make sure that we have enough.
Any other questions? So I have two questions. One, will this information be stored with uh, program? I don't believe that they're going to be items. I don't think that water source is X number of dollars. But that, but the asset value that doesn't go that won't. Yeah, I think they're kind of. And the other thing that I wanted to add is, does this have any impact at all on body? Right. No further questions? Being no questions. Okay, the next couple items for trips, it will go to July. The first game is baseball.
remarks. Application for
Are there any questions? Discussion is vote. You're up.
this trip is talking about
Moved and seconded. Are there any comments? Hearing no further discussion. Vote. 8-0. Okay. Dr. Lux, discussion.
Thank you. That was our subject. Recommendation of the Board of School Directors.
Moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Hearing no further discussion. Voting in the affirmative. Unless I hear up. Okay, the next one. Contract for
Our current contract was first adopted in April 2018. That contract allows for additional 1 year extension. Contract. Director, who's the extension?
moved and seconded. No further discussion. Vote. In the affirmative. 8-0. Our last business item. Grant and the
And this should be here. Include transportation. More. Recommendation of the
moved and
unfortunately you have to we get
So after March, money on this, and the two students are already. Am I understanding that correctly?
Transportation.
We're going to take over to that point.
My reaction to that, don't know how much. Because I don't know if the expense, the internal capacity versus other.
Any savings?
Where the 40,722.
That's part of the agreement of, put in perspective, like I said, here, we can provide.
Right. So the transportation. Or, I'm guessing. Yeah.
These students really are, yeah.
But maybe it's better put. Not see. On track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't think the transportation to a landfill that's already in that direction.
Right.
Is my own point.
Right.
So while we won't be paying them some amount of money.
We're still going to be paying something, but we're going to avoid paying them.
Correct. Because we have we believe we have certainly the daily rate of start counting that out. Adding a vehicle, assuming we can provide that route for us.
Yeah.
Trick of manufacturing and drive, operate that truck. Assuming that you could get them all.
If we have more control of the cost.
Correct.
This seems like a lot when providers that don't charge me that other agencies why providers have included in the cost of invoice. Not that. That's why us $7,000 how that. If you're only talking about separate parts.
Once we take over transportation,
And that issue on.
go away. It could be that currently provides. Yeah, we have so many trains. Hard to speak. So, plus we have kids all the time.
Any further questions? Okay. Thank you. Okay, on the information items, first information items would be committee reports. I believe we have three questions. So,
Facilities Committee reports for the January 11th meeting, there, Wednesday, February.
and the other committee report, fire. I'm projecting there's a gap. Apologize to anybody in the public who's trying to.
Just say the one that was sent. Yeah. That should be.
Yeah, I did that originally. Play around with all Right.
And the last committee would be the yeah.
Just the middle of the. It was to Pearson. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So is your.
The other documents that yeah, yeah, I can't think of that. Just so that everything is there. Like that.
I as try to figure out. I don't know that we'll have.
I put back in on okay. I was trying to get it to work, and I had it saved as a Word document. It'd be non-editable. I would up that way then, but I couldn't open that at all. So I thought I fixed it, but really.
Informational item is not driving any distance on anything, but if we could just put those up and get it tomorrow or whatever, that was
Great. You have gotcha. Let's figure out how to do that. I now understand.
So can I make a suggestion? And I'm speaking out loud here. Adobe PDF you have the ability to attach pages to a PDF document from another, to merge PDF documents. Could we merge those attachments and PDF documents the back of the report, the minutes from the as like an addendum or
The answer to that is probably yes. But that's gonna require us to either work with this protocol, this is one, or something else with a version of what we did. We have some.
oh, I assumed that everybody had one of
But I
those.
can tell you, I don't have.
Oh, okay.
And but yes, I think there are various ways you can practice it out. The finance committee figure it out.
We'll take care of it.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation. So you don't have to click on the link to get
First,
something.
I do the full committee and the facilities committee figure that out. Well, the facilities visitors have that. We had one for you.
They're all up there.
I left the embedded down.
Very fresh, they're all there.
Okay.
I will work on this. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Apologize to the public. We can't open them. They'll be there.
They're
They're
there
there now,
Yep.
and we'll try to get better at it now.
Yeah.
If we finish it.
We're trying to do it.
Yeah. In fairness, we just heard this all that's happening in our. We're still working out a lot of this week. Okay. That's all the committee report. Excellent. The next informational item, Dr. Y, the English grade 9 through 12, professional resource adoption.
Okay, thank you.
Before
Before we do
start,
the, yeah,
it felt like
Yes, yes. I'm sorry.
No, you are welcome to stay.
Yeah.
But oftentimes we will allow the opportunity, judgment-free
Yes. This
opportunity.
is the judgment-free time. You may leave if you wish. We're not coming again. Right?
But otherwise, you are welcome to stay.
You came to the calendar. All right.
probably analyzing all of us, right?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Um, so the English department is in the research and adoption phase of the really seeking best research for our students in different classes. Tonight, they're going to be recommending for grades 9 through 11 an ELA textbook adoption. So it's an adopted textbook. And they are recommending the Houghton Mifflin Harcourt series called English Literature. So this gives a little bit of information about the highlights of the program. We do have over here, we have samples for 9, 10, and 11 that has all of the books and resources that go along with this. So there's additional information in here that all of the like good things that they're highlighting in terms of. So that's what we're recommending for the 9 through 11 courses for ELA, but all students. And for we're also making some recommendations for student classes. They did work research needed. They were so we are recommending. So they're recommending the following resources: perfection learning. You support the reading class through either writing or art. So I have copies of all of those books. And the department is also recommending support. Those are also open for their months. So this talks a little bit about the process or the selection process. We're pretty good about following
certain processes when we adopt resources, no matter what resource we're adopting or recommending. So this shows you who the committee members were. The committee members who were present at either the department. I had mentioned earlier the pilot program. It's been really nice to be able to see how it is working and it's a team for our next step. We didn't do 10th grade this time, and so we felt like it would be better to do they did look at several recommendations. Some of them that, we always use it as tool as it is. It actually has a social this is based on research, not like that we developed ourselves or that we have to. So that is available as well. And then the training is always important. The ACM program is a large option that we're looking at. They have a here several different ways of training people. So it takes even a couple of years to get. And so this large adoption will actually be learning about it over the next 2 years. And they're doing some work on their own during what we call professional learning plans. And so that's going to be a time when they spend time. There are training sessions for the smaller groups, and it's not the big, wide kind of all-inclusive training that the large stuff has. So the cost right now, the total cost for the $317,138.45. So we have you get a 10% discount. That's the cost. So that's total cost.
I was going to say, are you done working your magic?
Final. Trying to get a little bit more off that. Professional learning, it breaks it down. That's the reason, and then there is another page. So this is for one part. Another page is not support for different classes. So we have a modern literature course that's coming out that's new. So that will have some novels in it, and we also have to bring forward as recommendations. So we'll have that to you in March for you to take a look at. We'll have copies of the novels that we're going. So, do you have questions for me at this time?
The question I had is the evaluation. I noticed you had a experience no 12th grade. It's no 12th grade.
There is. It depended. This was a voluntary, not that this person is voluntary. So this way that during. So this was time
So it just happened that this one red light.
I'm still confident.
Well, representative between both.
Correct.
Okay. What we've all been waiting for. The 2023-2024 calendar.
Thank you, Mr. Geisway. Mr. Vogelsong, if you would just go ahead and navigate to the second page right away, I think that's helpful. Those that are familiar with the school calendar, decided to kind of the narrative of this will happen to be, et cetera, and perhaps the more popular version is symbols that represent. So
And for the public that is watching this, following the meeting here, probably tomorrow we will release this calendar along with, usually do a nice page that kind of explains what all the changes are in it and kind of summarize it. So as I usually do, I want to walk you through this. This is primarily a calendar that outlines uh, the student days and the teacher work day. So we've made some changes on this one that I'll walk everybody through. The month of August, you see August 14th, 15th, 16th. Those are the year one teacher training days, and those are always there. Something that's a little different this year, August 17th is year two teacher training. We used to have 2 days. This typically on the typical calendar would have been on the 11th and the 14th. And then those solid orange hexagons would be on 15, 16, 17. Part of the reason that we're doing that is way back when, right, when we were hiring differently, we would have large cohorts of new teachers 50 at a time, and we'd have them, they'd all be starting in the middle of August and be ready to go. But over the last, more than 5 years, probably at least, now we have people that get hired in the middle of the year, and then in the following summer, they do their year one and their year two training, all in the same year. And quite frankly, it gets to be a bit much for them. This year, what we want to do with the second day for year two is like what we do with the fourth day for year one. Spread that out with the throughout the year after school. So that's why this is a little different. This calendar would now allow the person who started in January with us to do their year one and their year two and not be here for the 18th and the 21st. What's different about those this year is we put the small dots there to indicate when teachers take summer academies over the summer. So let's say that they attend a reading training on June 7th, July 7th. That is a summer exchange day because we did the training that day. These are now just showing the exchange days in summer. And in the event that a new hire misses those, they have the opportunity to work before they start the school year. Probably the staff that are listening in on this, August 25th will remain the classroom exchange day. Teachers half hours of class. That is a day that they. Otherwise, first student day would be Monday, August 28th. And this year, when we started looking at the month of, we have scheduled Friday, September 1st. We receive feedback, well, probably every year we receive feedback about two things. One, the Friday before Labor Day, and two, people like to have less than a 5-day to start because of stamina for both students and staff. And while I am not often a proponent of that, I was willing to look at that, and I'll kind of talk through that with the rest. September 15th is a remote learning day, as we have been doing, and that is the way we've been doing that for the last couple of years. In the month of October, something new this year, we also hear from teachers in particular that the run from Labor Day to Thanksgiving is a long run, and they like a break. So with this year's calendar, we were able to add Friday, October 6th, as a day off for everybody. Friday the 5th would be a remote learning day, and Monday, October 9th will be in service day. If the family committee want to plan a long weekend and get away, there's all foliage, that's a good opportunity. for October 26th, that is just the end of the first marketing period. It's important to note that for this year, the end of the first marketing, the marketing period, it is the secondary schools that we name on the marketing period, the quarterly marketing period, middle and high school. Going to the month of November, a couple of things look a little different here as well. We used to have some stars through the first. This year, the Monday of next week was a remote learning day. We've actually been in development of this calendar been able to eliminate that day. These 2 days are the conference exchange day. So when there's conferences in the fall, these are the days that they are exchanged. This year, one of the things we did that we believe was very well received was recognize that teachers are often conferences on days that are not described. They're scheduling with a person, they phone call, they're really from September through the month. So we look to continue with that. In looking at the month of December, somewhat new symbol, December 1st, that is a round square around that. That is to signify the end of the triangle. Elementaries are moving to a triangle here. You may recall that we piloted that this year. That just happened to be that's why that is. The month of December, just want to, when we started with this calendar, we overlaid the time onto next year. And starting on August 8th, we would have been able to. However, with that, we wouldn't have had Fridays pushed off, wouldn't have text off, we wouldn't have January off. So that's why we put the sides going, even though there are many districts in the area. So, again, because of where we were willing to push the end date, we were able to add December 22nd and January 2nd. One of the things that I do is attend a calendar meeting with all of the sending schools and states. So I get to see what everybody else is drafting and thinking about. We were one of only a couple of schools who were going to be in on December 22nd and January 2nd. In fact, I might have been the only one on one of those days. And that was very compelling to us, and I think that was actually January 2nd. So, at any rate, by going into the next week, first week of June, we were able to add those 2 days. Give a nice break around January 12th and January 15th, look as they typically do with the end of the first semester and the second market period, a remote learning day there, and then staff training day on Monday, the 15th. In the month of February, that looks like it has this year, the remote learning day on Friday the 16th, and then we have a inclement weather or a snow makeup day listed on President's Day the 19th. We'll make note in the narrative that we send out the calendar, the way that we've been handling snow days. I don't because typically delivery that day. I still like to show these on the calendar though. Hey, we have a situation where power, internet, all of those things are taken out. We still leave ourselves somewhere. This calendar only has 2 of those dates. But the month of March, March 8th, again, is the end of the trimester, day 1. And then the 15th is a remote learning day. Part of the reason that we picked March 15th is, again, Mr. Bruno, he said, if you're planning to have a day off on March, do your best to make it on March 15th. That's not a day off. In particular, it's less about their schedule. They're not missing a day.
March the 27th is the third marking period, and March 20th is that second. In the month of April, we added the 19th. Couple of reasons there. We would be kind of recreating the long run from Easter break to Memorial Day. Again, just a year and a half the day off April. Right? The 19th is also, I believe, the last school day before the start. A nice break in there. It's ready to come in. That day there, teachers will have the opportunity in their spring conferences to exchange that day there as well. The month of May looks like this year will be Remote Learning Day on Friday, Memorial Day, the 27th Memorial Day, and all of that pushes us landing on Friday, June 7th. In the notes below, we did a lot of cleanup, and we added a piece here of the parent conference. Last week, Steve and I met with parents at the meeting, and we were just having a conversation about feedback from them about conferences, how we can better communicate, because the flexibility that we afforded for speakers and meeting kind of got away from, here are the 2 days for conferences that I think we could have feedback, but I think we could have communicated that. So here what we're doing is parent conferences occur anytime throughout the school year. Parents are encouraged to contact their child teachers to schedule a conference, and they may also be requested by teachers. We show that the dates when that conference time is offered for staff, and again, here we'll have when and how they can get those. The only other thing that I would note that's not on here, but would be on marriage. Right now, we are going to hold graduation at the farm show. However, we are waiting at date availability. So that's why we said that usually use the farm show. How that works. Ideally, this would be the same. I guess any questions? One last. It doesn't happen. Well, you can. This year we do not here, but we will be submitting another application. You can fill different years. We always like to add. So far, we yeah, and actually, I think we're probably now with the way we're delivering on this. So, we will apply like we did it. Template for COVID-related closures of things. Just to have it in the arsenal. We also have activity days, so we always schedule but actually to help us if we needed to go to the other component looking that it's some years that were and as we always do, the is we would ask that you give feedback by the month, rather than trying to put it all in one app. It's really nice, easier to work with. And when you're looking at the month of October, you have to that. What's the window for that? I think it's February 6th. Right? Well, that's February 6th to make all the comments. Correct. And what we'll do is we'll share, I think it's February 9th. Okay? We'll share that feedback, whether or not there are any changes that of course feedback anybody in the public element.
Good evening. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to share information on a pilot for the 7:30 day. A few years ago, probably back in 2019, high schools had come together. We put together a committee with representative teachers from each of our curricular areas, as well as counselors, specialists, etc. Take a look at our schedule, look at some options that would enhance student opportunities to best meet the needs of all of our high school students. And our plans got delayed a little bit after COVID. We sort of put things on hold, but then had the opportunity to finally come back to taking a look at the schedule for students. So as a committee, we arrived at some options. I told Steve that I had, of course, it's slide, slide. As a committee, we came up with some recommendations, and some of the things that were important to staff. They really wanted to hold to around 50 minutes as much as possible for a class. We definitely want to get back into a model where classes will shorten down to like 40 minutes. That's a traditional high school schedule with 8 periods, 40 minutes a day. We felt that's a bit rushed. So somewhere around that 50 minutes we felt was the right mark. We could maintain both semester and year-long courses as a means for students to have a variety of opportunities. Certainly we wanted to maintain flexibility so that as some of the things and opportunities for our students, such as hybrid courses, that any schedule model that we would move into wouldn't hinder some of those efforts. So you may or may not be aware, for example, we have college in the high school class, and they actually run on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday format that's consistent with both high schools for their in-person learning. And then on Tuesdays and Fridays, the staff would have office hours to meet with students one-on-one, provide additional help, and students will might not be meeting in person, they're meeting in small groups with one another, or doing independent work at home. We need to make sure, again, any changes we were looking at to allow some of those options to continue. And then certainly, we took a brief look at our CPE students And we're really looking at ways that we could involve them more within the high school day and not hinder the current schedule that they're on, the amount of time they're able to spend within their program at CCP, but then have a greater involvement when they come back. It's a bit rushed for those students when they come in, getting lunch, and then right into their classes. So those were some of a few of the priorities that we had as we were looking to move forward. This slide provides just a little bit of additional information on a 7-period instructional day. Again, classes are about 15 minutes. We might settle in 48 to 49, but we actually have a draft routine that has 15 minutes. Again, the year long, those classes would end up entailing about 150 hours. Our semester-based courses would have 75 instructional hours. And then one of the things that was important here for the students is that the flex and study hall would still be offered as part of the high schedule, and in order to have the most effective schedule, that for study hall will be available every period throughout. I did include the 6-period schedule. Some of you I think are very familiar with it, and I think others would want to have that in there for reference. But I won't spend too much time on it. I did want to note that shaded area, the box in the middle, is most commonly referred to as the fours at the high school. It's certainly that runs from 10:34 to 12:47. It is a very busy time of the day. A lot of things going on, and I think that you'll see in the next slide what we're looking to accomplish with the 7-period schedule. So here is a draft of the 7. It's just a sample. You'll see that classes run for 15 minutes each. And then in the middle of the day, that shaded area, there's a 30-minute lunch and then 30-minute activity period. And inclusive together, I'm calling this the power hour. So you're going to see that piece being referred to throughout the class. In the middle of that day, with the power hours occurring, I have some information coming up about what that would look like in some later slides. I did want to address, well, I didn't mention it here on our 6-period schedule, the 4s. That's what our music students are currently meeting. So most often those students aren't assigned to a flex, rather they're meeting their music ensembles in opposite of their lunch. Included here are existing graduation requirements. One of the things that I wanted to note is we're not recommending a change during this pilot year. That is something that we would take a look at in greater detail and then come back with a recommendation after our pilot year in as far as what is required for students here at West Shore. As many of you are aware, our students are encouraged to create a personalized academic and career education roadmap when they're entering high school. We expect our students to plan a sequence of courses that would engage in work-related experiences, as well as the academic courses that will best prepare them and guide them whether they plan to at college, enter the military, or they plan to go directly into the workforce. Having that plan is incredibly important to make sure that the courses can fit in, as well as hopefully in that senior year, taking a look at pathway internships and some things that you've heard our students talk about as unique opportunities they have as senior students. You'll see English is the only required course that West Shore has that for all 4 years. This is done by design. Over the last several years, we've been broadening the selection of courses to reflect our students' needs and interests. What I want to focus on is in grade 9, our students have very limited choice in the course selection process due to the required courses that they must take. And then many of our students, the example here was with world language. And so when you have your 4 cores, and then a student wants to take level 1, world language, and 2, as well as the wellness fitness requirement, they have one elective which doesn't hit the heart of what we're looking at for that voice choice with our students. So, as many really feel that adding this additional period will again give them a greater opportunity for choice, greater flexibility to the required courses, experience electives that will help match the pathways that our students are working towards as their plan. As I had noted, some of our students' schedule works. That's part of why the flex or study hall would maintain schedule, where a student would not be mandated to select or take an additional course. But again, there are many examples where the schedule is not working for us. And that's what I captured on the next 3 slides. I'm not going to go through them line by line. They're just really here as examples for students. We've taken their intended major, mapped out for actual students with the course sequence that they've been taking, and then taking a look and demonstrating where there are courses that they could not meet. Those are the ones that are listed down below in red. Certainly, sometimes students then make a choice. They'll delay one option in order to fit something in that they really want, and we do our best to accommodate that. Sometimes, just because of the restrictions of a set 6-period schedule, it can't fit in regardless of if the student says, I'm going to prioritize course A over course B. It just does not fit. So again, this what those 3 slides are. This one is a sample for an engineering major. I have then one for a pre-med major, and you can see the courses across the bottom. We will work in every manner possible to make things fit for a student and help them achieve whatever it is that they want. You'll see we offer courses by contract and have many other avenues that we try to help students achieve what it is they'd like on these personalized plans. I did want to take a look at special education as well. For this particular example, our students are demonstrating need for instruction in reading. And I can tell you that this will be an incredible challenge for us if we maintain 6-period day, trying to fit that in. So it will be very helpful for that particular group of students. Other students that could be better served with the 7-period schedule include our ESL students and then our students who also fall behind. If they're looking for credit recovery, we have a wonderful program in the summer, but that doesn't work for all students. And we feel that we'd be able to best meet their needs by having some of these offerings during the school year to help them be more successful. So we'll come back to that power hour. That's that 1 hour in the middle of the day. As I said, in the 6th period, it's currently the 4s, and it's a pretty wide portion of the day. What happens in a power hour? Well, as we recognize part of the work of the committee when we were looking at needs of our students, we definitely see and recognize the need for enhancing relationships and school connectedness for students. This is how we arrived at wanting the power hour as an option or the portion of the student. Essentially, what is this? It's that 1 hour block. Staff and students would eat in 30 minutes of the period, and then they would have an opposite of. And a couple of examples to show you on some of the. What are some of the benefits of power hour? Extra support for students, absolutely key. Helps our students with some time management. Again, that voice and choice. You'll see in one of the sample schedules that I have, there's just really unique opportunities for students to connect that might otherwise not be able to fit something in. We'll be able to bring in some intramurals, clubs, etc. And then you have it in the middle of the day. So it removes that transportation barrier for the students who can stay after school. Maybe they have jobs they can't stay after, or they can't come in early, etc. So this is the wonderful part about being able to put that in the middle of the day. It also becomes that time we're looking for that 1 hour where the other operational business type things shut down. And by focusing in on that point, we can have all staff, all hands on deck to be part of and working with students during this time. So really excited about the offerings and opportunities that can come about with the Power Hour. Some additional things we believe that could be accomplished in that time, some of the graduation pathways that our students are struggling to meet. We would be able to have some, for example, service learning or certificate-based programs that could be achieved within the Power Hour. On this slide, I just tried to capture what would that look like for staff, what is the impact for them. Again, they still have their 30 minutes where they will have their lunch, and then they can have 30 minutes where they're offering an activity. And I'm using that word activity in a very broad sense. For some, it's club. For others, it's intramural. For some, it's remediation, it's SAT prep. You can imagine just about everything and anything happening during that time based on student interest, based on student needs. We would certainly want to put something in our Power Hour that, for example, any student who has less than a D in particular classes, you're routinely going to meet then and receive some remediation so that we can help increase those grades. I think it's also about staff when I was talking about staying after school or coming in early, et cetera, the same thing. They would no longer be teaching, which often happens currently during the course when a student might have their class period and be available. Our math teacher, for example, could be teaching math at that time. So this will help free that up. There would be a schedule created. It would help them to connect by alternating the activities on that A/B time between students. So this, I don't expect you to be able to read it over there. It's just what would that look like? And so here it shows you the variety of the clubs, has which teachers sponsor those, what days of the week is this club or activity meeting, and then is that hour A or B, and then we could use some of the latest scheduling tools for students to be able to select and sign up for these types of activities throughout the year. And there would be multiple opportunities for signing up. It's not like you sign up for one at the beginning and then you're held to that schedule. And also some of those will be driven by some of the things that staff are passionate about offering that you might not otherwise be able to do. My next slide is just showing what it might look like for students. So it's the 2 sample students indicating what their day might look like Monday through Friday. You'll see the open campus for student 2. That's still an option that students are looking for, and that would happen on that Tuesday, Friday for that. So lunch with the Power Hour, obviously the logistics of lunch begins a little bit different, and it begins a little bit different at both of our high schools. Our cafeteria size is pretty different between the 2 schools. So this for our staff and students. Again, you eat in either of those sessions, and then you utilize additional areas throughout the building for optional eating spaces. We'll have to do a wonderful job in making sure that our students take pride in helping to clean up and using appropriate trash and recycling as well.
I know your wife is librarian. Sees a lot of kids in the library over the course. Just the worry, the lobby outside, thinking about here, in those high schools. And there's concourses that are outside auditorium. Kids are in the space for the I would like calendar or something like that. Yeah.
On this slide, I'm be sharing an evaluation of the 7-period schedule along with the Power Hour that will be ongoing throughout the year. Our data that we would want to take a look at is some student discipline data as well as some observational data and integration. And then the next steps would be approval to move forward. Our committee would then be taking their next steps, such as meeting with some of the other groups. For example, transportation. You notice on that 15-minute schedule, it doesn't end at 2:45 as the current day. So we're talking about a matter of 4 minutes. In some sense, that doesn't seem like a lot, but when I'm talking transportation, they might be saying, hey, we're real tight here in middle school, but that would be a next step that we would take. And maybe, again, that's why I had referred to it as a sample of 15 minutes, because we would just have to take a close look at that and say, does it absolutely work, or we have to come down to, for example, 49 minutes might get us to where then Brett's team would say, yes, we can make that work, etc. Outside of transportation, we would want to meet with our cafeteria folks to further refine lunch operations and what that might look like. We have subcommittees that are raring and just ready to go in developing the power hour and what that would look like at the two high schools. But I just wanted them to call where we currently are so that we could garner more support in piloting this year, and that so that I don't want to waste their efforts forward with those types of stuff looking too far ahead. So we plan to have an agenda item on February 9th, and hopefully looking for your support in the pilot. Yes.
The couple of things after one of the information items that I would just say, January 5th is first election night, high school level. So, one thing that I think is important to share this with you this week is we would be asking kids in the event that if they're going to today to make sure that they have some courses selected and indicated. Should that actually happen? So don't miss the opportunity to prepare for selection. Going to take part in our electronic versions of that today. Some, I don't know where we'll land on the start point, but if we would going closer to 7:30, those typically providing now that they get a couple of after 8 o'clock up there. So even if we put them arriving a bit earlier, we didn't really talk about whether we needed to go a little bit earlier on the packet, but that would be another step. So,
And currently, house design students from they no change to they get back to ROB and to be part of those activities. But again, it would be an abbreviated lunch period for them. So depending upon the activity they want to engage in, that's one where they might want to take lunch with them. Again, they might even choose to just have a longer lunch period. On some of those days, they don't have to do any because they're not for activities want to be involved.
Lastly, I think here what provides but the power hour is not a unique concept to us. There is a model for this out there. This is not the first year that we've bringing forward. But now we're going to go on. We have been studying this. I know some fairly good. This is a stuff we know from. We just had a thing with high school with an advice group. Basically, don't have any other. This group we have written. We present. Student schedule for our hours. See that PFA.
Study some of the districts that have, I'm assuming you're talking about the power hour specific here, the 7 period. You'll find a variety of the number of classes or schedules that in the local area, but yes, 7 period format is common. The power hour, we've studied schools that have that are operating with it, and as well as recently I've been looking at schools where it wasn't as and looked at the pieces about why. Really comes down to logistics and making sure that you have a solid plan for the students. More importantly, when students don't engage and don't choose to sign up and finding out why, why are we not connecting with them? But again, there are so many scheduling tools now that are available that the students have right at their fingertips in order to make that part of selecting where they're going to go, where they're going to, and then monitoring where they're going to be during that power hour. So it's such as scanning into if you have something busy in a large area, for example, the gymnasium. It's a little bit harder if you're going to have multiple groups in there that you might want to use technology in order to monitor and make sure that the students have quote signed in, whereas in a classroom, so again, if this is going away from it, our committee wants to take the next steps in actually reaching out to school in Maryland, setting up a Zoom, as well as a site visit. There's a school that have been operating Oh, the CTC. From Valley is on the actually, I'm just picking up Mechanicsburg just now that one. Mechanicsburg is one of the schools that had the trial with the power hour. Basically, they were calling it their flex period for time and so forth, and struggled through that process. It's messy. I'm going to be honest with you. The first year, that when our committee met and the schools that we were reaching out to, the teachers would tell you it's incredibly messy the first year, and that you need to have perseverance, and they would never go back. Pushing through when they got into year 2 and 3 with the power hour, and again, unanimously said they would not want to return, but really struggled. I believe we're a bit ahead in some of the pieces. We have as rigid of a schedule. We have open campus. We have areas that Dr. Schultz talked about where students in the lobby. They might at girls landing on course. And there's already some of that freedom and flexibility. But that's a bit scary for some high school folks, right? And we just that we're monitoring, taking care of students where they need, and really have to outline the expectation. It's great work for us to do, pending a nod to move forward on really taking up the power hour component for successful launch of it. It'd be great to get some of the students back as well as things that he's looking for to happen during that time before the need.
Go ahead. When you ask about that,
I read it here.
Yeah. So it would fall to selected period. I did meet in advance with our guys, and then after the street, we were talking about getting back together again to talk about which ensembles would they like to see married together. Currently, how they span course. In this little tricky, and it's a little bit different at the 2 high schools. So looking at where we would place that in the schedule, obviously we want to make sure that it's not matched up against some of our AP classes and things that would prevent a student from being part of our music ensemble. There are scheduling tools, there's a scheduling program that helps to make sure once all of the students' course requests are in, you can then avoid those.
The other question I have is the overall time period. So that now, I think we now power hour. But after that,
child, every child first.
Some of the one particular school that we've not spoken to yet, but they have a lot of their information online, sort of the sort of an evaluation of. The key recommendation is to reinforce to students. It's pretty hard at first with high school students, but that, for example, let's just say 50%, half of your population is going to be the power hour, the A portion of it. Not every one of you needs to be in line the first 5 minutes of that, and it will continue serving throughout. So if you were to visit our high school or even most cafeterias now, I would tell you most of the students are through the line, served, etc. And within the 15 minutes, they have their food, they eat, and now they're looking for what to do. So these are some examples where we've already opened up space. I can talk about the Cumberland most recently, where these students are done in 15 minutes now. What do I do the next? So for some of our students, yes, they might not get in line, or they, but by choice. I wouldn't want them standing in line, having 50% of your population lined up there and lined up down the hall waiting. It's what can I do that would be more effective for the first 10 minutes while I'm waiting for that line to go down? It might be socializing with others, it might be getting some other homework done, etc., and then choosing too. But that's the part about service lines would continue throughout the entire hour. If you noticed on the slide, I believe I put 11 o'clock instead of 11:06 or 11:05. I forget what it is that it actually starts. But because we have some students who might have an open period before. So our expectation is they would probably make their way up to that area and be at the front of the serving line if they haven't one of the students that had an open period. Maybe they were in the library doing some work, etc. Maybe they're in an independent study, which we have a growing number of students doing that, taking part in our college or high school or doing enrollment classes, and those students have some flexibility. They don't want to add a lot of time on the front end because they need to be a smaller portion of the population. But again, that's part of those next steps. Wanting to meet with cafeteria folks to say, hey, here's a little bit about what it looks like. How do we have additional serving stations to make sure that we can accommodate all states?
It's a scattered system. They want each of the. I was at we have a popular regular. It's a really popular item. I think that's a struggle where someone plating that. There are plenty of other states where it's almost a grabbing go. They're grabbing places, they're grabbing the same, they're grabbing the route. It's keeping that struggle going. But to where someone they are under portion that somebody's got to keep up. Whereas it's got this regional. I think we're going to have kids that are going to and they're going to grab it. And it's even though their pay is much. I think I have a feeling that a kid might walk down. Or so we're going to figuring out that flow is just different. Essentially, I'd say most kids that are in the high schools, those kids are probably less. Well, for the I think maybe the rigor issue is what I ought to do. My kids
Question?
There will be a festival. To that point, we need a public. You're going to. As a, I'm sure you already had this new stuff, but that is. Oh yeah. Understand. Oh, absolutely. No question. And the reason is going to create work.
That's why additional eating spaces will be identified, which is currently happening right now. I mean, if we're looking at our high school, it's just probably on a smaller scale. Redlands cafeteria is much larger than Cedar. So really, they, I believe that cafeteria will be 500. Has looking at the number of students who are on an open campus during lunch. They would still want to have additional eating spaces. They have a really nice outdoor area as well with it. Cedar Cliff is a little bit more challenged. They'll have a few more areas to identify, and with additional areas, you have to monitor them. But again, that's some of the work they're currently doing.
With the accessibility outside, we have less kids eating. It turns away from sure about it. Yeah, I don't have any data, but I will tell you, I don't made for, that. But I don't have any data. How often does but here's one of the things that I try to look at. What's actually required? We're giving them the high school. I think it's pretty ask high school. I know you are right about. But if a kid wants to come and do extra work, I mean, our staff is a lot of time eating their lunch. That's I think it'll be something to watch out. Given a lot of the right choices that are being, it's a good time to go. And I would put off understood. Is that all the money that offered?
Currently, in upperclassmen at Skipper, the juniors and seniors started the school year off with open campus, and that's how it's been running. At Redland, the seniors have open campus. Juniors, that was a phase in. They had some things they wanted to make sure that were procedures and routines that were well established before extending that to the junior students. At Redland, our greater challenges, there's not as many places for the stuff. So that's what the big things. As far as students coming and going. But I did want to hit on the discipline piece for a moment. One of the key things that I can tell you is I'll go back to the force. Again, if you would ask administrators, teachers, etc., that's probably one of the more stressful times of the day. Again, transition, those are the times that is a time where more students are in instances that it's going to happen. It's happening now in the course. We're hopeful that bringing this down to an hour's worth of time, when we're saying you need to get to lunch, take care of what you need to do, and then be connected, engage with teachers, find peers that you want to be with when you're selecting these clubs and activities. We're hopeful that there's going to be a deterrent to their behavior. That's what other schools have told us when they connect and engage with students. Better relations with staff members, more teachers being able to open up their classroom to students, which happens a lot as it is now. But again, as I was talking, some of the teachers were teaching during the wars, and it just didn't line up with some students. So definitely something to be mindful. We have to plan for it, but it is part of that. It's all hands on deck. It's teachers, I'm using that like staff, others. We're all talking about what are you doing and engaging with during that hour. I mean, we have some parents that will have some unique skills that they might want to work with a small group of students and are excited about this opportunity. Again, we're hopeful discipline can decrease in what we're currently working with our students. We're really hoping that the connection and engagement is going to help get them to school, to give them something to look forward to today. I want to stay over lunch. I want to be here with this group of students or with this particular teacher that I connect with. What we're hopeful for. So I presented when I gave the group and talked a little bit about what we want some designation for our learning population to while we're teaching structures and teams and then maybe a little bit more. Our teachers and some of the administrators definitely felt our ninth graders need to have some role models and be mixed in with their other classes. Again, those are some things I really want to take it back and have a wider group out with our committee of teachers in saying what do they believe. They work with the students every day. I can make the case to go either way, go either direction with that. One of the things is you have to have some balance though. So when you look at your typical population that's going to have open campus, and then looking at the population that's looking to stay back, that you begin to balance that first by taking your teachers and saying, I need 50% of you to offer hour A activities, and I need 50% of you to do it in B. I don't like those to happen in isolation though, because you're going to want the teachers to mix a little bit. If there's an activity that students really want to be in, or they need math remediation, as an example, we want to make sure that that is available to students to best meet what can be scheduled by the students. So again, balancing your teachers first and then doing the scheduling app. We'll have to see. There might be. This isn't unlike the skills that we had many years ago at our middle school. People could sign up. We've done it both ways, where you use the scheduling app or where you have done the old college or unitech scheduling. Everybody showed up at the gym and sort of did a sign up. With technology today, this is streamlined. You can put caps on. Again, if I only want 20 students as part of the chess club, fine. That's how I would set that up. With the student council group, if there's a larger number of students that are engaged in the student council or key club, they might be reserving the auditorium for a large group meeting to be occurring for their particular schedule, and then there wouldn't be a cap on that particular one. So those are some of the things of how again, logistics. It's a bit messy. It's a lot to work through. But we were energized by hearing about the schools that said, but I would never go back. I would never, having to work through it was a lot. But so incredibly rewarding to them and what they can achieve. We've seen it with, so again, the schools that did not have the open campus struggled with flexibility a little bit more. So recommendations, especially from one of the programs that has their the school district that has their program evaluation posted online that we're able to get our hands on. Really talk about, they started with a really like open model that sure, you might be over here in Flex, or you might have gone to the library, but if you wanted to wander 15 minutes into it and say, oh yeah, I'm going to just go over and do a drop into X, that didn't work so well. In this model, you've got to start a little bit more rigid. You're selecting your third unit. Are you in A lecture, are you in B? Pretty much have 2, 3, 4 minutes to always meet each period. It's a lot of what administrators spend time doing now for allocating during that time. Course are what I would say just as messy, because right now you have some kids who are going to class, some are going to lunch. Those are happening at opposite times and overlapping times, where a bell is ringing in the midst of. So in some sense, I see it a bit cleaner. Okay, Neil Wallace.
Different, because there's a lot of like, overall, like, yeah.
Absolutely. And so try not to put too many details in there. I did put the one part about trash. Our piece would be like for students to not throw the trash away in the classroom. You're right. For me, I don't want to be selling a pizza the rest of the day if someone shows not to eat it and they're trash. But it's not unlike what's currently happening right now. Some of our teachers allow students to eat in class and they put it there in the trash. We would want to see, again, a greater amount of trash receptacles. Again, that's where these other groups coming into the meet say, what would this look like? Where would we want to have those throughout that to make us? Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Now, it has to be possible.
And just after we were gathering feedback, shortly after COVID, and then and on, we only took it to a small group. At that time, it was more so teachers outside of the committee, shared with department heads. They gave feedback. Again, that's where some try to get close to making sure, again, that there was representation from all groups and they had an opportunity. We only again, pre-COVID taking into a select group. One of the things that we did not want to do because we were really rolling ahead with it, and that idea. Not wanting to get too far ahead of that, didn't want to put it back out there only to then say, not yet, not going there, and shut down the idea. So, in small groups, our counselors have, we've had, for example, presentation in November. We're going to see, we planted the seeds as parents today. This might be an opportunity to have the schedule. So, but not widely put it out there and say, here's the recommendation.
Okay, so you're planning
Do that during this pilot year. In order for planning to move forward, our students are selecting classes. In the simplest form, if a parent and child wanted little to no change, selecting flex and not taking an extra class, it's just a little bit about where it happens, is much less impact to them. Our music students, again, I wanted to make sure that would work for that particular group. That's why I met with our band directors, talked a little bit about so that they could take it back to the department head, could take it to the group and talk about how the ensemble would overlap and where best to fit that in.
and you got that feedback back.
Yep. Yes.
And help make sure you guys get that.
Sure. I don't know how are you talking about as we move through or through the pilot? Yeah. Absolutely.
I would venture that.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
So I would not, it's not necessarily when I think back to the last time
Getting impatient over here.
and I actually said to I believe that Dr. Jones modified the slide last time we did this. Because one of the discussions that we had was how much in hours, and you have some notes about that. We'll share the notes for the public with the reference. But here in this case, I don't think that's a substantial change to all hours. What we're actually going to do is increase kids to take the courses and what now, whereas going from block to the sixth grade, we were trying to figure out how we could class, and we had after year period. That was something not a big change. I think this would be feedback. I could see the or music tell me how this is going to affect my kids, right? When we were doing this the last time, this has always been a orchestra, and how do I work that in the course? So I won't even begin to speak to that. No idea what that is. But I think those are the kinds of, or hey, if my child is a senior, what is that going to be? And I think it's also going to be that we used to, I think the current model has a lot of things. We kind of have to take this issue. So I'll give you a good example. I know I've said this. If a kid goes up to see have no ability to take a course it feels like we're so I how do we get them but still get them the process, but point well made in terms of I don't know that a survey, but I think we're going to get some feedback about this. I know there's a lot of this because I think this is like where are all these kids going to go if been a little while since I've actions that are, there are some people that are really going. There's some that are really dragging. I recognize you've got to, I think, make a decision here to go or not. Then let's go and let's milestone. Hopefully nothing.
You mentioned instructional management, not as mentioned. Like, I absolutely recognize that it is 105 hours per year long goes to 1/2. But the state norm is 1 month. When we moved from block to traditional scheduling, we went to the 6 period. That was one of the things our staff wanted to be above that standard 120. Same thing with our semester-based classes instead of being the 60, which tends to be the standard. We'd be certainly much above that from 5 to 75 minutes. 79 hours, thank you. That is not.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Great, I should have turned around. That's well, I thank you for your consideration and look forward to having that on the agenda.
Any questions? I think great, great information. It's there's clear pros to doing it. Questions can be overcome. The idea would be
Actually, that's one case that could be quite powerful. Yeah.
Chris, welcome.
First, I want to say, thinking of the problem. Also, 404. The link is, so I have kids that go to Fairview. One has moved on around. That's what now. Sorry about that. That's at the moment. Yeah, I do have some concerns coming up when I'll be building our the budget start. And I know things we did not concern I'm wild about. All right, I'm sorry. Okay. So, and I know now that they're into art, music, and some other activities that might that's a very small concern. I just want to say, I mean, I've seen a lot of swirling winds about, and you guys are dealing with a lot of things. I just want to say, I think that as a taxpayer and as a parent, I think you guys are all doing a good job. I'm a little nervous and a little else like up front. And some of the things I've seen I do not agree with from what people are saying. Just want to say thank you because I know how much time you all have to take to do the job. I also want to say, Dr. Stoltz, I think you had said a couple months ago that the library issue came up with books. Sorry, I'm still a little nervous. I like the response, as with all the other responses I've heard, because I think that teachers do a good job to try and make the right decisions and not second guessing or start putting words in not need to. I think that was a mistake. But thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. So the next group that I have is Miss D2.
Good evening. I am here to basically just circle back to last week's meeting and some of the education materials that I wasn't able to do the things seem out of order, so to speak, but I would like to read them tonight. This is from the original preamble of the Commonwealth of Constitution that has been taken out of the current. Whereas all government ought to be instituted and supported for the safety and protection of the community as such, and to enable the individuals who compose it to enjoy their natural rights and other blessings which the author of existence has bestowed upon man. And whenever these great ends of government are not obtained, people have a right, by common consent, to change it and take such measures as to them may appear necessary to promote their safety and happiness. This next provision was also taken out of the current Pennsylvania Constitution, abrogated out completely. That the people have this of this state have the sole, exclusive, and inherent right of governing and regulating the internal police of the state. Another one that was also taken out. That all power being originally inherent and consequently derived from the people, therefore all officers of government, whether legislative or executive, are their trustees in service and accountable to them at all times. Another one that was taken out of the current Constitution. One, a frequent recurrent fundamental principles in affirmative justice, moderation, temperance, industry, and frugality are absolutely necessary to preserve the blessings of liberty and keep government free. The people ought therefore to pay particular attention to these points in the choice of their officers and representatives, and have a right to exact a due and constant regard for them, have the legislators and magistrates and the executive executing such laws as necessary for the good government of the state. Okay, so they've been completely taken out of our current state constitution. I'm going to read quickly Truxville versus Granville case, a Supreme Court case that deals with fundamental rights according to parents' liberty interests. And it has been established by the Supreme Court, and I encourage you all to read this case and the notices that I'm about to hand you all. There is a lot of good information that you can learn that the direct upbringing and education of children are under the parents' control, not the state. And the mandate of an immoral, illegal thing is void, and contract makes the law. Your oath. I'm done, thank you. do I give all these unlisted stuff there?
Okay, is there anything else for no further business? We've been busy. And with that,
Please wrap up your comments.
Yeah,
I wasn't even fucking talking. Wow.
They were not happy about the stack of papers that you handed
No,
them,
they
though.
didn't.
Did you see the look on their face?
I couldn't see the look on their face.
I was watching. We've got to get a new camera. I want a camera that I can zoom in, guys. I found one. I
Because I was starting to get cut.
could tell. All right. Yeah, she dumped a load on them in a minute.
Huh?
You dumped a load on them.
I mean, I did.
Yeah.
And I was just getting warmed up. Damn it, let me start my feet are buried in here.
We need smokes. We got to have smokes.
Yes.
All right, guys, I'm going to hit the end on this one. Thank y'all for joining us. We had to wait all that time for our 3 minutes, but we did it. See you guys on the next one.